Well, I still, I don't agree with the vice president.
Sound like you were going to say you still stand by your characterization.
Look, I think the recommendations, the advice that he has given to President Bush, and maybe advice the president already had decided on before he got it, I'm not making that judgment, has been not healthy for our foreign policy, not healthy for our national security, and it has not been consistent with our Constitution, in my view. His notion of a unitary executive, meaning that in time of war, essentially all power, goes to the executive, I think is dead wrong. I think it was mistaken. I think that it caused this administration, in adopting that notion, to overstep its constitutional bounds, but at a minimum to weaken our standing in the world and weaken our security. I stand by that judgment.
He says the more you learn about the threats, as you see the intelligence, the more you're going to come around to the Bush administration's point of view on their counterterrorist policies.
I'll make two responses to that. One, as chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee, unless they were lying to me all along, I knew the detail of the threat. I was one of those 4 people that had access to all that information. One of those 8 people that had access to that information. Secondly, I have been getting what they call that presidential briefing you get every morning from the intelligence community since the day we have been, since the day we were elected, not sworn in. I have learned nothing thus far that would change my view. Nothing thus far that would change my fundamental view that Guantanamo should close, number one. That number two, the way in which we have conducted our policy in terms of both surveillance as well as the detainees has hurt our reputation around the world. And to quote from a previous national security report put out by the intelligence community, we have created, not dissuaded, more terrorists as a consequence of this policy. Nothing I've learned thus far has changed my fundamental view on the constitutional as well as the practical positions we should take relative to issues of torture and others.